Hello, welcome to Scotty's Playtime. I'm Scotty, and today I got some things I want to go over with you. But first, I have to say that Ron and I went out this morning to Walgreens and got our flu and COVID shots. Well, I got the flu and COVID. He yesterday had an appointment with his doctor, and his doctor refused to let him leave the office without getting the flu shot. So he only got the COVID. Now, when I got the shot, the individual put it in both shots in the same arm, as you can see. That goes against everything Ron and I were taught. It should have been, and I had both sleeves rolled up. I expected her to put it in one and go over and put it in the other. So now if I have a reaction, I can't tell which one is the reaction. But anyway, we got them. I recommend you get them. RFK Jr. is going to be nominated for, not got it yet, but he's going to be nominated for Health and Human Services. That's over the CDC and all the other groups of the government that tries to help and protect us. So, just protect yourself, because it's coming down. I think I may need to tip the camera a bit. I'm not sure. It's hard for me to look over there at the picture and look straight at the camera. I got a monitor here, the camera's in the center, and a monitor here. Anyway, now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk to you guys about some stuff I read this morning. At 4 in the morning and started reading. Okay, well, I don't know if everybody knows yet, but Trump refused the ethics pledge and also doesn't want confirmation on his nominees. Why would he? Why? It's a standard pledge. He signed it the first time. Nobody wants to sign it now. Why? All it says is you won't give secret material away, and you aren't beholden to anybody because of financial commitments. Seems pretty simple for a guy who wants to run the United States and claims to be a billionaire. But we know Trump, and we know he is beholden to Putin. And the Kremlin took a victory lap when he got elected. We know they called in bomb threats to Democratic voting areas, blue voting areas. They called in bomb threats. We know they put a lot of effort on Facebook and Twitter and all those social media accounts pushing old Trump with misinformation and outright lies about both him and Harris. They built him up and they took down Harris, and all of it was lies and misinformation. But it was also on Fox News. So what are you going to do? Really, seriously, people? We need to handle on. So anyway, also next, Trump is planning detention camps in 2024. Forbid me, the dogs of my gravy. Camps in the U.S. All the people he wants to deport, and he's for-profit prisons. Because they're elevating it all. He wants to triple the beds available. Now remember, other than crossing the border and technical crime, it's as a misdemeanor type affair. You cross the border illegally, states to United States until recently we came up with a flock and but the law actually states that you soil to ask for asylum. So you just come across and surrender to and you should get processed now and released to the country, because here's the holdup. Processing is not the issue. Make that the issue. The problem is there's not enough judges to hear during the Trump administration 4-year-old children to go into alone, understand the language, have an advocate, and the judge would try to make a ruling. Well, should this person get asylum or not? Most of the children, before they even got to that point, were separated from their parents and whisked off to Christian agencies that, make no mistake, sold them. Yes, they charged fees for placing them with families. Good old Christian families. Okay? Now, I'm sorry to say that, but that's child trafficking. That's human trafficking by definition. But okay, so wants these kids, the intent is near blue cities, blue state, in blue state, places that have high immigrant populations, and they mentioned some, like I can remember Denver was one, or Colorado, you know. I've got it on this one is Donald Trump right here. Incoming Trump administration is eyeing immigrant detention centers. Okay, and here we go down through it. The goal is to double immigrant and detention beds. On the report I read, it was triple. To hold vast numbers of migrants for short periods of time while they await deportation after their arrests. Now remember, they're pretty much talking about asylum seekers. They're not even going to give them hearings. They're just going to arrest them, jail them, and then deport them. The plan would also include restarting the policy of detaining parents with their children in these detention. Okay? For-profit prisons are running these to look like. Okay. So far, people working on the plans with Trump's transition team are assessing which of the facilities that Biden administration closed could be reopened, taking account of available space in county jails, assessing which areas might need temporary facilities to detain more migrants as part of the effort to deport. Trump is looking at how many migrants each region can hold, including in Democratic-controlled across the country. A source familiar with the plan said excuse me, I just bought this tongue. A source familiar with the plan said they prioritize areas with large migrant population that lack cities with large populations of migrants like Denver, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago could need additional sites built nearby to hold migrants arrested there. The administration might also need to around New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington. Do you see what they intend? All these wonderful Hispanic people that voted for Trump saying he's only going after the criminals, just the criminals, that's the only ones who doesn't commit crimes. We're good people, we'll be fine. Sorry. You bought into the leopards eat face party thinking the leopard will never eat your face. Well, guess what? The leopard's coming for your face now. Okay, another source familiar with the plan said so-called sanctuary policies in Democratic cities prevent ICE from expanding detention there. In other words, they're going to bulldoze through. If the local law enforcement won't help them, they'll bring the president can manage, including he's trying to arrange it that he can use the U.S. military. Not legal, but they're going to find a way. All right, the details of the plan open a window into what Trump has promised will be an operation in American history. Critics of the plan have said he would lack money, staffing, and willingness from countries to take back migrants, flights, and detention space to make it a reality. Excuse me while I move this down and get a drink. I'm thirsty. I'm diabetic. I'm always thirsty. From morning to night, water, soda, coffee, something. The good news, my labs are perfect. The only thing that's wrong is my sodium. They keep trying to get my salt content up. I salt everything. Even stuff Ron says is too salty, I pour the salt on it. Not good for my blood pressure and that, but I have a lack of salt in my body. Public trading companies in the industry for private stock prisons have increased their stock price, are both publicly traded. And I want to talk about this. Was not a mandate. This was not a wave. He won with 1% of the vote. There was he won by actually more the college. Ever since I had that stroke, that mini stroke, I can see words in my head. I know what they mean. I try to pronounce them, and suddenly I can't make them come out from my tongue. I struggle with that mightily. But the electoral college, see, I knew it. I just couldn't get my mouth to say it. I hate that dysphagia. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Um, they're all salivating about making more money and trying to get as many beds as they can so they can jail. They want to put in concentration camps, are in society, they're in your communities, they're working, they're producing a product, they're producing increases. Yes, they are. They have work permits and all that other stuff. And so, instead of them helping the U.S. economy, Trump and his team, because of bigotry and racism, and that's all it is, to be changed. They're going to take these people from productive members of society and put them in these for-profit prisons that what in the budget is going to happen? Will it be SNAP, food for poor people? Will it be disabled people like myself kicked off the rolls? Will it be Social Security for seniors like my husband who's 70 years old? Will it be all the safety nets for the public? Because I got news for you. Ramaswamy, who want to cut all government spending. Musk has said he wants to cut $2 trillion out of the government spending. Do you realize that all discretional spending is only $1.4 trillion? Think about it. $18 minutes. And I am Scotty. As always, best wishes for every single like them.